Dubai is a city that I have decided to call my main home, but no place is right for everyone. Just because I like Dubai doesn't mean that you will. So in this video, I will give you 5 reasons why you might not want to move to Dubai. My goal on this channel is to help you build your dream life around the world, and that involves choosing the right place for you. And the great thing about humans is that humans are different, and some humans and certain locations are right for certain kinds of people, and other locations are right for other kinds of people. So the more you're similar to me, the more likely you are to like Dubai, because Dubai is really right for my kind of person. But if you're totally different from me, and if some of the cases that I'm gonna go through in this video apply to you, then you might very well want to look somewhere else. First, why did I move to Dubai? Well, in the big picture, I moved to Dubai because Dubai matches with my values. Out of all the places in the world, at least at this current time, it matches the most with the things that I am actually looking for from a place to live. Specifically, it's the kind of place that rewards hard work, that incentivizes people to work hard and build a better future for themselves, and therefore it attracts these kinds of people, and it also, which makes it a great place to network with other entrepreneurs and other growth-minded individuals. It is also extremely safe, has beautiful weather for most of the year, has great infrastructure, and you get all of that while paying 0% tax or 9% tax if you have a company and you make more than $816,000 a year in revenue. If you are convinced, if you think Dubai is for you and you would like to move to Dubai, then I actually have a team that can help you with this. So if you're interested, you can book a free consultation with them down below, where they can walk you through the process, help you with any questions you have, and then help you set up your company, get your visa, and do everything that you need to do to move to Dubai for you, so you don't have to worry about it. That link will be down below in the description. With that said, let's move on to the 5 reasons not to move to Dubai. And the first reason is if you like cold weather. Now, it should be a surprise to absolutely no one that Dubai is not a cold place. It is a very hot city, but there is a lot of misconception around this. There's still some people that I see saying,
"Oh, how can you live in Dubai? It's always 50 degrees in there." Like,
all you have to do is open up Google and look at some actual weather numbers. That is obviously not 50 degrees. It's not crazy or anything like that. But especially in the summer months, it can get to like 40 degrees, even higher than that, like 45. And there have been some days where it's like 50 degrees, but that is the exception, not the norm. Now, obviously 40 degrees, and especially with the humidity, it's gonna feel a lot hotter than that. It will feel more like 45 or something like that. That is extremely hot for most people, and that is why I usually say that Dubai is right, that Dubai is optimal for the kinds of people who don't want to / don't have to live in one location their entire year, so that for the 3-4 months of the year when Dubai does get very hot, you can just leave, you can go to some other locations. In fact, that is exactly how I live my life. But in the winter months, it is actually extremely pleasant. It is like 25 degrees in December, January, even less than that, and for a few months of the year in the autumn and in the spring, it'll get to like 27, close to 30, and then beyond that it starts to get to like 35. So really, you can just look at the average temperatures around the year and think about whether for you those are the kinds of temperatures that you want to live in. But if you like cold weather, if you like snow, you like to have 4 seasons, then Dubai is absolutely not right for you. The other thing about the summer heat is that when you combine the heat with the fact that Dubai is a city in the desert, it makes the air quality often be very bad, unfortunately. And of course, when you combine this with the fact that Dubai is a very car-centric city, and there's a lot of fossil fuels that are being burned and things like this. I don't know the exact reasons, but in the summer, if you are sensitive to bad air quality, then that again might be something to consider, because the figures can get like not dangerous for normal people, but for sensitive groups specifically, it can become something where you want to be cautious of it. So that is another thing to consider. And the next reason is that if you consider yourself sort of on the far political left, if you consider yourself to be more socialist rather than capitalist, then Dubai is most likely not going to be your kind of place, because Dubai, the UAE, most of the countries in the Gulf are hyper-capitalistic societies that believe in personal responsibility and the fact that every one of us has the responsibility to build our own lives. They don't believe in handouts. It's not the kind of place where you can just go and do nothing and get benefits from the government. Although interestingly, if you are a UAE citizen, then it is actually quite a socialistic place at the same time. Specifically, if the citizens get free healthcare, free education, even free tuition tuition in university even if they go study abroad. And I believe you get pretty much guaranteed jobs. You might be even gifted a house by the government when you get married. But for any foreigners coming in the country, you're not gonna get access to that. If you're a foreigner in the country, you're essentially like a customer where you're making a deal with the country. The country gives you all these incentives, all this infrastructure to build your life, all while paying 0% tax. But then it is your responsibility to actually make something happen, to build a business, to have enough money to support your family. And if you cannot do that, if you lose your job, if you don't have a way of supporting yourself, then you have to leave the country. That is the deal that you're making. It's not the kind of country where you can just be a leecher and like take advantage of the system and something like that. It's a very practical place. It's not the kind of place that's focused on all these LGBT agendas and all these kind of things. It simply looks at what works and what doesn't work, and it does the things that work to actually build the economy, to actually do the things that people actually care about, which is helping people build their lives and make a better future for themselves. And also, if you don't like seeing inequality, then UAE is probably not right for you, because the thing here is that you have sort of people coming from very, very poor conditions and very rich conditions to live in the same place. You have people literally from the slums of Pakistan, of India, coming to UAE because that is the best opportunity they have available to them. A taxi driver from Pakistan in UAE can earn enough to pay for their entire family back in Pakistan. But on the surface, yes, you do have a lot of inequality because you have a lot of very, very high earning entrepreneurs and a lot of people like this who simply don't have the skills to earn much more than what they do. So if you don't like seeing that in one place, then UAE is probably not right for you. The third reason is if you are not ambitious, / if you're not the kind of person that's focused on building a better future for yourself. Again, UAE is the kind of place that is built to attract the kind of people who want to build a better life, who are focused on their careers, who are focused on business, things like this, which makes it a very, very competitive place. It's a very hard-working culture. Let's say you're working there as a banker, as a consultant. I've heard that the working hours can be extremely, extremely long because the kinds of people that go to the UAE are the kinds of people who are going to be very, very hard-working, so you have to be able to compete with them. It's not the kind of place where you should go to just work some basic job and then just live for the weekend and drink and whatever. Now, you can do that, but let's say you're coming from Germany and you're not interested in building a better life, you just want to work some basic job, then UAE is probably not going to be the right place for you, because at that level, you're probably still better off staying in Germany, because while you have the taxes in Germany, with that low salary, the taxes aren't really going to be very high, and you get your free healthcare, you get the benefits, you get the safety nets, you get all those kinds of things. Whereas in the UAE, you don't have any of those safety nets. If you lose your job, if you don't have enough money, then you just have to leave the country. And again, this happens at all levels. I'm not just talking about entrepreneurs like myself. Again, the taxi drivers that are coming from Pakistan, the reason they come to the UAE is because from their perspective, with their skills, no Western country is even going to take them. The best and only opportunity they have to earn money is to come to UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and work these more basic jobs, because what they earn compared to what they could earn in their home countries is so much higher in the UAE. And these people work extremely, extremely hard, but they're choosing to make that choice because they're focused on helping their family, earning money so that themselves and their family can live a better life. And by the way, this is no hate or judgment against the kind of people who are not focused on that. Like, if you don't want to do that, then that is absolutely fine. And the reason number 4 is if you need nature. Now, again, to the surprise of absolutely no one, Dubai is a city in the desert, so it is not going to be for nature lovers. It's not the kind of place where you're going to have forests that you can go and walking and things like this. Now, of course, it does have parks. They have planted a lot of greenery and they have a lot of plants to plant whatever millions of trees they're planning to plant in the country. So in the future, there is certainly going to be more nature. But of course, it's never going to be at the same level of a Bali or a Kuala Lumpur, where I'm actually right now. So if you're the kind of person where you really need to have nature around you and that is a really important part of your quality of life, then UAE most likely is not going to be right for you. Now, reason number 5, if you don't have a decent income. So in Dubai, you can absolutely live on a pretty low income. Like, even if you make like $2,000 a month or less, you could live in Dubai. You're not going to be living in the nicest areas. You're not going to be eating in restaurants, but you can do that. The question I just want to ask yourself, and again, I'm mainly talking to people coming from the West, where presumably the other option you have is to stay in your Western country. The question you want to ask yourself is that, does it make sense to go to Dubai? Especially if you have a location independent income, which I encourage everyone to have, then there are probably going to be many better options around the world for that $2,000 a month, like in Kuala Lumpur, where I'm right now, where you can live a very comfortable life with $2,000 a month. The apartment that I'm in right now here in Kuala Lumpur, I'm paying like $1,500 for 1 month in this apartment. apartment in Dubai for the same standard, I would probably have to pay like 4,000 or 5,000. So there are many places in the world where your money will certainly go further if you are on a pretty low income. Now, I actually made a video where I break down exactly what is the income level where you can live in Dubai and what is the income level that I would actually recommend for any Western expat to come to Dubai, and where it actually makes sense to move to Dubai over the other opportunities when you start to consider the tax savings and things like this. And so if you're curious about that, I highly recommend you watch this video right here where I go through all of that. I go through what is the expected cost of living here in Dubai and everything related to that. So go watch that video next, and I'll see you in the next one.